So today I'm going to share my top or my favorite 10 exercises for my legs and for my booty. So there are going to be some compound lifts and also some glute isolation exercises. So I reckon it is really important to do compound lifts, especially at the beginning of your workouts, because compound lifts helps to boost your metabolism, and also it's gonna help to increase your growth hormone, which is really important when it comes to growing your booty. So yeah, I know a lot of girls are really afraid of like getting thunder thighs or big thighs, but in order to get like a bigger booty, you gotta have stronger legs too, because all the glute isolation exercises involves using your thighs, like your hamstring, your quads. I just want to give you guys a realistic expectation. So if you're looking to grow your booty, you're going to grow your legs to a certain extent. Really depends on your routine and how much you're eating and what sort of lifts you're doing. So it is possible to grow your booty it is possible to grow your booty without growing too much of your legs, especially if you're doing like more of a low bar squat, sumo deadlifts, hip thrust, and lots of other exercises. If you're doing the conventional squat, like the high bar squat, then it's gonna involve more of your quads. You just have to modify your exercises a little bit, and it is still really important to include some of these compound lifts because it's gonna help you to grow your muscles. You can do all these glute isolation exercises, but it's not gonna make a massive difference. The exercises that are gonna make massive difference are like the compound lifts. So you start your workout with some compound lifts, and then you're gonna finish off the workout with some glute isolation exercises. So yeah, let's just jump straight into the 10 exercises. I normally do some warm-ups first, then I'll start with some compound lifts. I like to do some squats or deadlifts at the beginning of my workouts. These exercises use multiple muscle groups at the same time, so you're going to be expending a lot of energy for these. And I like to do them at the beginning because I have all that energy to push those heavy sets. Low bar squats is one of my favorites as my first exercise for my legs or my glutes. Low bar squat is great for targeting the glutes and hamstring. I don't use much of my quads unless if I go super heavy, and then other muscle groups are going to come in and help. So for low bar squats, the bar is going to rest a little lower, about 2 to 3 inches down your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, feet wider than shoulder width apart, toes pointed out slightly, and this helps to target your glutes more. Brace your core when you squat. Bracing your core is basically taking a deep breath into your belly. So you can practice by taking a deep breath and kind of push the air into your belly. It's almost like you're pushing your belly out. So that's gonna keep it really tight and strong, and you're going to look like you have a little belly. And make sure you keep it that way when you squat down. You want your core to be tight and strong so that you don't injure and break your back. And breathe out as you come up, and also make sure your knees don't cave in. I normally go for about 6 to 8 reps for heavier sets and 10 to 12 reps for moderate load, and about 3 to 4 sets. I also use resistance bands sometimes to activate the glutes more. Deadlifts is definitely one of my other favorite go-to as my first exercise. I prefer to do sumo deadlifts because it's more glute and hamstring focus. My feet are going to be quite wide apart, wider than shoulder width. Start with the barbell on the ground, take a breath, brace your core, and push the weights off the ground using your legs and glutes. And I like to go for about 8 to 12 reps depending on how heavy I go. And yeah, I like to do 3 or 4 sets of these too. Hip thrust is a really great booty exercise. It always burns my bloody glutes, so I typically do about 2 to 3 compound exercises before I move on to more glute isolation exercises. So I'll do like squats with hip thrust or deadlifts with hip thrust depending on my routine. Yeah, so to do a hip thrust, rest your back on the bench, embrace your core and lift the weights using your glutes. And also you're going to use a little bit of your leg muscles if you go super heavy. So start with body weight or lightweight first if you haven't tried any of these exercises before. Anyway, for hip thrust, your feet should be around shoulder width apart or slightly wider if you feel that activates your glutes better. Your knees bent at 90 degrees at the top position. And you can also add a resistance band to further activate your glutes. The next exercise is lunges. I do curtsy lunges, reverse lunge, walking lunges, and any sort of lunges. I normally go a little lighter for lunges because they are usually my third exercise and I normally have less energy by now. So I like to do more reps and lighter weights. So for lunges, you just need to make sure you are pushing the weights off using your front heels, not your back foot. It is just there for balance and support. I actually don't mind any sort of lunges, but I dislike walking lunges the most because it requires more balance and I'm usually out of it by the third exercise. Next is knee squats. I really like this recently. This really isolates the glutes, barely use any of my leg muscles. So yeah, I normally like to do this as my third exercise or fourth exercise depending on what my routine is. But yeah, remember to brace your core when you're doing this exercise as well. I feel like I've been repeating myself so much in this video, but it is so important to brace your core if you don't want to injure your back. And also make sure you use some sort of fitness mat, like cushiony fitness mat, because you're gonna hurt your knee if you don't use any. Next, let's go through some of my favorite exercises that I like to do to finish off my workout. They are mostly quite glute focused and less on the legs. So Smith machine donkey kicks. This really works the booty, especially the upper part. I don't normally go super heavy on these because then I'll be using my quads to push it up. So I like to go for moderate to lighter weights and do about 12 to 15 reps. And your glutes will definitely feel the burn after this exercise. My all-time favorite is this hip adductor machine thing. I've shown this on my hip dips video. This really helps to grow your outer glutes and also your TFL, medius, minimus, so it's going to give you that rounder butt look. I normally go pretty heavy on these because when you are in that position, you can go pretty heavy. And when I finish 3 sets of this, my butt is just like smashed. Yeah, I normally go for about 12 to 15 reps and 3 sets. Okay, this press down thing that I do on the pull-up machine is also one of my other favorites right now. When you push down the weights, you use your glutes and also your leg muscles, especially your quads. But as the weights come back up, you're going to feel it more on your glutes. Do it slow and controlled. Concentrate on the eccentric part and it will definitely burn your glutes. 100%. I like to go for about 10 to 12 reps. I also like to do some sort of fire hydrants or donkey kicks as my burnout or warm-up exercises. Well, they are relatively easier because there's not much weights involved. So do it at the beginning to activate your glutes or at the end as a burnout exercise if you have energy left. And I like to go for about 15 to 20 reps. That's it guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this, and also if you want another video that's more focused on just the booty only. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!